In the heart of a bustling city, amidst the rush of daily life, lived a woman named Evelyn. She was elegant, poised, and charming, but beneath her polished exterior lay a secret. Evelyn was not the wealthy socialite many believed her to be. Instead, she was a woman yearning for genuine love and connection. Growing up in a family of privilege, Evelyn had been surrounded by luxury her entire life. But despite the opulence, she felt a profound emptiness within her soul. She longed for someone who would love her for who she truly was, not for her family's wealth and status. One fateful evening, as she attended yet another lavish charity gala, Evelyn's eyes met those of a man across the room. His name was Alexander, and he exuded a quiet confidence that drew her in. Unlike the other guests, he seemed unaffected by the extravagance surrounding them. As they conversed, Evelyn felt a spark of connection unlike anything she had experienced before. Alexander was different from the superficial suitors who had pursued her in the past. He seemed genuinely interested in getting to know her as a person, rather than just another wealthy heiress. But Evelyn knew that if Alexander discovered her true identity, he might be tempted by the allure of her family's fortune. Determined to find out if his feelings were genuine, she made a bold decision: she would pretend to be poor. Embracing her newfound role, Evelyn traded her designer gowns for simple attire and moved into a modest apartment in a quiet neighborhood. She took on a job at a local cafe, where she worked tirelessly to make ends meet. As she navigated her new reality, Evelyn found herself growing closer to Alexander. He frequented the cafe where she worked, drawn in by her warm smile and genuine personality. Their friendship blossomed into something more, and Evelyn dared to hope that she had finally found the love she had been searching for. But keeping up the facade of poverty proved challenging, especially as her feelings for Alexander deepened. There were moments when she longed to reveal the truth, to lay bare her heart and confess her deception. But fear held her back: fear of rejection, fear of losing the one person who had come to mean so much to her. As their relationship progressed, Evelyn found herself torn between her desire for love and her guilt over deceiving Alexander. She knew that the longer she kept up the charade, the harder it would be to come clean. One evening, as Evelyn and Alexander sat together in the cozy confines of her apartment, she could no longer keep her secret bottled up inside. The thought of losing him was too much to bear. With trembling hands and a racing heart, she confessed everything: her true identity, her family's wealth, and the deception she had woven to test his love. To her surprise, Alexander listened in silence, his expression unreadable. When she had finished speaking, he took her hands in his and looked into her eyes with a depth of emotion that took her breath away. "I have known from the moment we met that you were someone special," he said softly. "Your wealth and status mean nothing to me. What matters is the person you are inside, the woman I have come to care for more deeply than I ever thought possible." In that moment, Evelyn knew that she had found her true love. Alexander's acceptance and unconditional love washed away her fears and insecurities, leaving only a sense of profound gratitude and joy. Together, they embarked on a new chapter of their lives, free from the constraints of pretense and deception. For Evelyn, the journey had been long and fraught with uncertainty, but in the end, it had led her to the one thing she had been searching for all along: true love. With the weight of deception lifted from her shoulders, Evelyn felt a newfound sense of freedom. No longer bound by the constraints of pretense, she could fully embrace her true self and her love for Alexander. Their relationship blossomed in the wake of Evelyn's confession, deepening with each passing day. They explored the city together, savoring simple pleasures like strolling through the park hand in hand and sipping coffee at their favorite cafe. As they grew closer, Evelyn reveled in the joy of being truly seen and accepted for who she was. Alexander's love was a balm to her soul, healing the wounds of her past and filling her heart with warmth and happiness. But amidst the bliss of their newfound love, Evelyn couldn't shake the lingering fear that her deception had irreparably damaged their relationship. She worried that Alexander might harbor resentment or distrust towards her, despite his assurances to the contrary. But Alexander continued to reassure her of his undying love for her. His words washed over Evelyn like a soothing balm, easing her fears and reaffirming her belief in their love. In that moment, she knew that they were meant to be together, bound by a love that transcended wealth, status, and the passage of time. Despite their love for each other, they came from vastly different worlds, each with its own set of expectations and pressures. Evelyn's family, upon learning of her relationship with Alexander, expressed skepticism and disapproval. They viewed him as an outsider, unworthy of the daughter's affections due to his lack of wealth and social standing. But Evelyn remained steadfast in her love for Alexander, refusing to let her family's prejudices dictate her happiness. With Alexander by her side, she confronted her family with grace and dignity, asserting her independence and autonomy in the face of their objections. Meanwhile, Alexander faced his own struggles as he navigated the complexities of dating a woman from a wealthy and influential family. He felt the weight of expectations bearing down on him, doubting whether he could ever measure up to the standards set by Evelyn's family and social circle. But Evelyn stood by him unwaveringly, offering him love, support, and encouragement every step of the way. Together, they faced the challenges head-on, united in their commitment to each other and the shared vision for the future. Despite the obstacles they faced, Evelyn and Alexander's love only grew stronger with each passing day. They weathered the storms together, emerging stronger and more resilient than ever before. One sunny afternoon, as they strolled through the park hand in hand, Alexander dropped to one knee and presented Evelyn with a sparkling diamond ring. "Will you marry me?" he asked, his eyes shining with love and adoration. Overwhelmed with emotion, Evelyn nodded tearfully, her heart overflowing with joy. In that moment, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the warmth of Alexander's love, she knew that she had found her happily ever after. Their wedding day was a celebration of love, unity, and the triumph of authenticity over pretense. Surrounded by family and friends, Evelyn and Alexander exchanged vows of everlasting love, pledging to stand by each other through thick and thin, for better or for worse. Married life brought new adventures and challenges for Evelyn and Alexander. As they settled into their life together, they faced the realities of merging their worlds and building a future as partners. For Evelyn, navigating the transition from her affluent upbringing to a more modest lifestyle was a journey of self-discovery. She found fulfillment in the simplicity of their life together, relishing in the joys of shared meals, cozy evenings by the fireplace, and the simple pleasure of being with the one she loved. Despite the challenges they faced, Evelyn and Alexander remained united in their love and commitment to each other. They leaned on each other for strength and support, weathering the storms of life together with unwavering determination and resilience. When she became pregnant, they spent hours decorating the nursery, choosing the perfect name, and imagining the moment when they would finally hold their baby in their arms. And when the day finally arrived, and they welcomed the daughter into the world, their hearts swelled with overwhelming love and gratitude. In that moment, as they gazed into the eyes of the newborn daughter, Evelyn and Alexander knew that their family was complete. As their daughter grew and flourished, Evelyn and Alexander found renewed purpose and meaning in their roles as parents. They reveled in the simple joys of parenthood, cherishing each precious moment spent together as a family. But amidst the busyness of their daily lives, they never lost sight of the values that had brought them together: love, authenticity, and a shared commitment to making the world a better place. Their daughter grew up surrounded by love and compassion, learning from her parents' example what it meant to live a life of purpose and integrity. As the years passed and Evelyn and Alexander grew old together, they looked back on their lives with a sense of gratitude and fulfillment. They had faced their fair share of challenges and hardships, but through it all, their love had remained steadfast and true. Their legacy was not one of wealth or status, but of love, kindness, and compassion. For theirs was a love story unlike any other, a testament to the power of authenticity, resilience, and unwavering devotion. And as they embraced each other in the fading light of day, they knew that their love would endure for all eternity.